The Arcturians. Channeled through Marilyn Raphael. December 13, 2015. The Arcturians.
Dear ones, it is with joy that we commune and join with you as you journey ever more deeply into enlightenment. We wish to speak of benevolence, a subject that is frequently misunderstood. Benevolence is considered to be the practice of meeting of some need, the giving of time, money, or service by some group or individual without personal consideration. The USA is considered to be a benevolent nation because of the spiritual principles upon which it was founded, and most religions of the world believe benevolence to be representative of spirituality. The holiday season in particular promotes benevolence as the Christmas message. True benevolence is loving action that flows without pressure, guilt, force, prejudice, or shame, performed with no agenda or desire of reward. It is simply another facet of unconditional love for someone who has attained a consciousness of oneness. Benevolence becomes misguided when it takes precedence over any and every consideration in order for the giver to feel spiritual. This sort of benevolence can easily, and often does, become enabling. Many a sincere seeker has made the mistake of believing that catering to others is love and so makes them, the giver, more spiritual. We have chosen to speak of benevolence today because many serious spiritual seekers have become confused while sincerely trying to live unconditional love. This is because they are forgetting to first go within and be guided, often becoming instead human puppets serving the prompts of others while believing that they are living from unconditional love. Want versus need is the criteria for true benevolence. Become adept at knowing which is which, not allowing yourselves to become hypnotized by appearances or the opinions of others. This does not mean that you never assist some person or group, but means that before doing so you assess the situation and get a feel as to whether the request represents real need or is simply a want on the part of the recipients and or individuals promoting the cause. Be wise in the practice of financial benevolence, taking time to investigate how much of the donation actually reaches the cause they are promoting. There are some groups launching appeals especially during holiday times in which a large portion of your donation will go to a highly paid CEO. Common sense is a spiritual activity too, just as is every aspect of ordinary daily living. Benevolence is birthed as conscious action, but over time as spiritual awareness deepens, becomes natural and commonplace. You will find that you automatically and without thought begin to recognize needs from wants, and it becomes much easier to lovingly refuse or simply do nothing if so guided. When you are guided to refuse, you may find yourself criticized by those who do not understand that benevolence must include consideration for the deeper aspects of the request. There are times when certain situations may be providing a much needed and chosen lesson for all involved, requiring some of the difficulty to remain. Always trust your intuition and experience the resonance of whatever correct action is needed for yourselves and others. Benevolence occasionally means simply allowing another to fall flat on their face, so to speak, because this is what is needed for the person's growth. This message is to point out the importance of becoming conscious of the reasons behind your actions, your intent. During your heart-centered journey to become more loving and benevolent, ask yourselves, am I expressing unconditional love, or simply parroting someone's concept of unconditional love? You who read these messages are evolved beings of light and no longer students, but as you move into higher dimensional energy, even the smallest bit of old conditioning can trip you up and cause confusion. Stay conscious in every moment. State the intention to always serve only in those ways providing for the highest and best good of the other. Many in their sincere quest to be spiritual have made the mistake of believing that benevolence means blindly giving, at the loss of their personal power for discretion and choice. Benevolence should never be obligation because of pressure from some outside organization or person, even though these groups often serve to alert people to world needs. Never forget that every person has a higher self and guides, and came into this lifetime with a contract that they themselves created for learning. This is particularly difficult for parents and loved ones who sincerely want to relieve the suffering of their children or friends and family. It is never wrong to assist others who need help. Your famous psychic Edgar Cayce said, "You'll not be in heaven if you're not leaning on the arm of someone you have helped." However, There often comes a point at which you realize that the most loving action you can take is to simply step back and allow the process to unfold even when you can easily see what is coming down the road. This can be very difficult, but is the more heart-centered and truly benevolent action. Never fear to say no when you are guided from within, even if others disagree or even accuse you of not being loving. Never allow another's belief system to dictate your actions, especially in spiritual matters, for that is what has brought about much of the chaos and ignorance now manifesting in the world. Enter into every situation from a state of consciousness that realizes all are spiritual beings having a human experiences. Do not let these words cause you to fear expressing love, service, or money to seemingly discordant situations when guided, for giving is receiving, which is the secret key to abundance. Send love, recognition, and light to every situation, for this is a high form of benevolence. Everyone is moving quickly into the new and higher dimensional energies, and many of you have discovered that the journey holds a few physical, emotional, and mental bloody footsteps which only represent the old energy you are moving beyond. Even those still asleep in the illusions of sense are feeling, causing them to fear and act out. Be patient with them, recognize their divinity, and never fear to express benevolence without reservation when guided. We are the Arcturian group.